If you are a person that has a lot of aspirations, dreams, and goals in your life that you want to accomplish, but you're feeling stuck and you just don't know how to do it, then I need you to listen very closely to what I'm going to be telling you in this video. Because you might think that the biggest issue you're facing right now is that you're lacking time, you're lacking knowledge, you're lacking energy, and that is what's restricting you from achieving what you want. But that is not the case. In reality, what you are actually lacking is focus. Focus is one of the most important tools that we have in our lives, but it can often be very challenging to obtain it. But that is simply caused by your lifestyle, what you do on a day-to-day basis, where your focus is going, and how easily your focus can be stolen. So now that we understand where the issue lies, how do we reclaim it for ourselves? And this, my friend, is where the 7-day dopamine detox comes in. Because dopamine is the main thing in your life right now stealing your focus. And the crazy thing is, you might not even know it, because you've picked up habits that have become so routinated and normal to you, to the point where it becomes a subconscious thing that you do on a day-to-day basis. For example, waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is checking your phone, scrolling through TikTok, going on Tinder, going on Instagram. Throughout the day, you're mindlessly snacking on junk food and chocolate and chips and candy. You feel bored throughout your day, so you go watch porn and you masturbate. You pick up your vape and you puff on it to get that nicotine rush. And you do all these things to simply get a temporary feeling of happiness and enjoyment throughout your day. But the issue is, with things that give you a very temporary high, give you a very temporary low right after it. And so in order to maintain that high, you need to constantly do things throughout your day that give you a dopamine rush. And so in that case, is your focus controlled by you, or is it controlled by the things you're doing in your day? Now this brings me to my next point. What if we eliminated everything that gives you a dopamine rush throughout your day for 7 days straight? Now that is what we call a 7-day dopamine detox. Personally, this is something that I've done, and ever since I started doing this, I noticed so many benefits in my own life. I've been able to grow one of my passions, which is content, into a full-on career for myself. I've been able to start multiple businesses online. I've gotten in shape by working out consistently, and that is all simply because I took the conscious decision of where I put my focus into and where I don't. So first, I'm going to tell you why you should do a dopamine detox and the benefits that come with it. And secondly, I will tell you exactly how you can do it. So I need you to pay attention, because this is something that can quite literally change your life for the better. I've seen it with myself. I've seen it with other peers that have done it as well. And now I want you to experience the benefits as well. So the first benefit of a dopamine detox is increased motivation. When you take a break from activities in your day that give you a dopamine rush consistently, you're giving your brain the chance to reset. It's the exact same reason people will go on a fasting detox, to reset their digestive system, their metabolism, and just cleanse everything within them. Now, a dopamine detox is the exact same thing, but for your brain. Because I'll tell you something, right now you're in a stage where your brain and your attention can easily be pulled by other things. As soon as you get a notification on your phone, what happens? Your attention looks at the screen and you want to see who texted you, who messaged you, what Snapchat you got. It's something that's drilled into us subconsciously, and you simply become a puppet to these sources that are providing you with dopamine around you. And so by doing a dopamine detox, you are deciding what you put your attention onto. And in the long run, this will increase your motivation to do the things you actually want to do and to do the things that are actually good for you. The second benefit of a dopamine detox is better mood. While dopamine can actually make us feel good in the moment, relying on it too much can actually lead to a decrease in overall mood, making you feel more sad, less motivated, more lazy, and simply down overall. I'll give you an example. You haven't shut off or reset your phone in a long time, so you find that your battery is glitching out, the percentage is jumping, the screen is glitching out, and you're experiencing a lot of problems with your phone. So what do? You hold the button, you turn it off completely, and you reset it. Then you realize, oh, the problem is now solved. So by taking a break from dopamine, you're giving your brain the chance to reset and to regulate itself. This way it isn't depending on all this dopamine rush that you're so used to getting throughout your day. And the third benefit is increased self-awareness. Now, I personally believe that self-awareness is one of the biggest values and skills that you can hold as a human, because it's the only thing that allows you to be actually conscious of yourself, focus on your flaws, your pros, what you're actively doing in your day that's good for you, and what you're actively doing in your day that's bad for you. And so if you lack self-awareness, you'll lack self-productivity. And so by doing a dopamine detox, it will allow you to become more aware of your habits and your addiction. And this becomes a very valuable tool on making positive decisions for yourself. yourself, because you're basically taking a step back and analyzing your life from a third person point of view and pinpointing, oh, this isn't good, this is good, this I should work on, this I'm neglecting, etc. You analyze your whole life and then you take action from there. Now this all sounds great, and it is, but the real question is, how can you actually do a 7-day dopamine detox? Number one, and you can do this immediately, is limiting your screen time, because this is one of the biggest sources of dopamine that we get on a day-to-day basis. Like I said, you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing you check, and before you go to bed, it's the last thing you check. And throughout the day, you're constantly on it, mindlessly consuming content, getting entertainment, and letting it suck you in. And so what I want you to do is go into your settings. You can go into the screen time and set a limit for yourself. Now I want you to set that limit for 1 hour every day. That's right, you get 1 hour of screen time every day. Now if you do work on your phone, answering emails, getting on calls, messaging clients, whatever it is, that's an exception, and that doesn't count in the actual hour that you are limiting yourself. Number two, another massive dopamine source that we take on a day-to-day basis is junk food. We'll eat junk food when we're bored, when we simply want to feel a little bit better, or just to simply feel comfortable. You know, you grab a bag of chips and you munch on it, you grab some candy, you grab some chocolate, and it makes you feel super good in the moment. But that is exactly what we want to avoid. Things that are giving you very highs in a short period of time, which is dopamine. And junk food is a massive source of that. But on top of that, foods that are high in sugar and fat actually trigger dopamine in your brain. So for the next 7 days, what I want you to do is avoid all junk food and snacking. So I want you to have 2 to 3 meals every day, each meal having one vegetable source, one protein source, and one carb source. This is enough to fuel you, enough for you to feel amazing, but you won't be mindlessly consuming junk food and food simply to feel good. Number three, eliminate porn. This is something that a lot of you might be doing on a day-to-day basis, whether it's once a day, twice a day, multiple times a week, whatever it is. And fapping and watching porn is one of the prime examples of a dopamine rush. In the moment, it's giving you a super high, and right after you're done, boom, right away you crash and you experience the low of it, literally right after. Now during a dopamine detox, this is something that we want to avoid, again, because we're taking our focus back rather than letting our focus being stolen away from us. So for the next 7 days, avoid porn and avoid masturbating. And one trick that I found very helpful for this as well is that when you get the urge to want to fap or to want to watch porn, it's because you have built up energy inside that you need to let go. So if you actually go to the gym, or you do some push-ups, or you do any form of exercise, you'll see that right after you're done doing that, the urge of wanting to watch porn or masturbate will completely go away. And the fourth thing you want to do is to engage in low dopamine activity. So instead of relying on high dopamine activities to get pleasure from that, start engaging on low dopamine activities such as meditation, reading, spending time in nature, etc. Because these are all activities that still allow you to get pleasure, but the source of that pleasure isn't coming from something else, as opposed to if you were on TikTok scrolling, the pleasure is coming from the entertainment of what it is you're watching. But on the other hand, with things such as meditation, reading, and going out in nature, the pleasure is coming strictly from your pure enjoyment, because you are focused and strictly focused on whatever it is you're doing. Now do those 4 things every single day for the next 7 days to give yourself a complete dopamine detox. And I promise you, the difference of how you feel now compared to the difference you'll feel after a week will be significant, and significant in your favor. And what I noticed is that there's a lot more things that I became aware of after doing this for 7 days. And then after the 7 days, you'll actually find yourself naturally limiting these things that usually give you dopamine, because you'll see the boost in productivity, the boost in self-awareness, the boost in motivation, and the boost in your happiness. So take back control of your own life and go after those dreams that you aspire to achieve, because you can achieve them, but it starts with you. So focus on yourself first, master yourself, become the best version of yourself, and everything else will work in your favor. I hope you enjoyed this video on the 7-day dopamine detox. I wish you the best of luck. Comment down below your experience with it, any questions that you have, or where you're at currently in your life, because I love replying to you guys, having a little community engagement going, and I'm always reading through all the comments. Make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications on so you know exactly when I upload. And that's it. I will see you in the next video.